on Google My Business? That is the question of the day. And we're going to get into some of the reviews. We're going to talk a little bit about reviews, a little bit about Google Ads. If I get a chance at the end, I really would like to share my screen because it's great to see all this in a presentation, but to actually see it on the screen and how you can navigate it is another thing, right? So what is Google My Business? It basically is a tool to help you manage your online presence. And Google, as all of you might know, Google owns just about everything out there. Although there's some, there are now some other vendors out there, some search engines like Bing and Yahoo that are kind of creeping up on Google. But if you are not on Google, chances are people are having a harder time finding you. So that's just it. They can easily find you. They can call or get to you easily, hours and times available. Google My Business also has services and products, and the biggest thing is the reviews. Okay, so your profile actually looks kind of like this, right? When you Google something, you can actually see the profile, and this is what you want to make sure that you have a profile in Google. So that is what Google My Business does. It helps you create that profile out there. It helps you connect your website to it. People can call you, they can click to call. We'll talk about this, but you can ask questions on Google now, and all of these questions will be listed in here. You can manage these questions. So it really is important to be on Google. And the biggest thing I do believe is the reviews, and that really helps you get high in the search rankings. All right. Okay, so just to give you, oh geez, let's see here. I'm going to admit this person here. All right, okay. To give you guys an idea here, 84% of people are finding you on Google, all right? The discovery is out there. Direct searches is typically around 16. So why is it important to be on Google? Some of these key findings that I did find for you, some statistics. A typical business receives 59 actions from their Google My Business listing every single month. On average, 56% of actions on Google My Business are website visits. So when they go to Google, they'll click to go to your website. 16% will click to call. Or I'm sorry, 16% of businesses receive more than 100 calls each month, but they'll click to call. And car dealerships receive the highest number of calls and website visits from Google My Business, believe it or not. So typically, you really do need to be on Google, and it is important for the search engines to find you. So I put this in here. So when you need a haircut, right, what do? You Google it. And that's just like everything else. So if you need a home construction builder, you Google it. And that is that's what it's all about. And you can see here, I'm just going to point down here. You want to make sure that you are in the top 3. The most relevant area to be on Google is going to be these top 3 right here. All right, so this is what Google My Business kind of looks like. You have to have a Gmail account, and you basically sign in and you can manage it. And I'll take you there in a little bit. Oh, let's keep going here. Okay, so with Google My Business, there are many things that you can do. One of the things that you can do is make posts, and a lot of people aren't even aware of this. You can add updates in here, you can make posts, you can add events. So it's kind of like a social media platform, and this actually helps you rank higher in the search engines. All of these things that I'm mentioning today are things that are going to help you rank higher in the search engines. All right. The second thing that you can do on Google My Business is you can, on the dashboard, you can actually share your profile. So a lot of times I have people click on this button here and it gives you a link. You can actually share that profile on your website. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it on Twitter, any social media platform, and it will bring people to your Google My Business profile. All right. And you can also share it right here. So you can kind of see, and we'll go into it. So I will show it to you, but I'm just kind of showing you the screenshots that I took here too. All right. So you have these options of adding an update, of adding an event. You can put offers out there with coupons. Basically, when you pop on that, you'll be able to add photos and write a post. And then you can see this button right down here. You can actually add a link to your website or a phone number. And then you click publish, and it's pretty simple. One of the things that I like to do is I like to kind of watch my competition. So on your dashboard, you can actually see businesses like yours that are posting. Oh, this likes to jump around on me here. Let's go back. Oh Lord, this is really jumping around. Sorry, you guys. Okay, let's just see here if I can go back up a little bit. Share your page, make posts, options. Okay, answer questions. So this was one of the things I was talking about a little bit earlier. You can actually ask a question on Google, and Google uses those questions to help people actually find you. So anybody that poses a question, and if you go in and actually answer it in your dashboard, those questions remain there. And Google helps the search engines understand your business a little bit better. So maybe somebody may ask me a question, do we embroider? And I would go in there into the dashboard and actually answer the question, yes, we do embroider. And so it helps you with search engine optimization. That's what that's called. All right, you can also manage your reviews, and this is huge in Google. We'll talk about that here in a second, but managing your reviews, you can actually go in and reply to all of the reviews that you have received. So sometimes we receive a not so good review. There are times that that does happen. This is your chance as a professional to kind of go in there and reply to that person and try and maybe rectify the situation. And you can actually do that through the Google My Business dashboard. All right, so sometimes people have issues. Maybe there is a review out there that maybe is made from an ex-employee, or maybe competition that doesn't want to see you succeed. So what you can do in the review is there's 3 buttons right over here. And what you can do is you can flag as inappropriate, okay? That is the only thing that you can actually do. Sometimes Google will take a look at it. Sometimes they'll leave it. But hopefully they do take it down if it is something like that, because Google actually wants to see true reviews of you, and people, going to, Google, they want to make sure that this stuff is true. So if there is something true about you or about your business, they want to make sure that it stays there. But if it is something that maybe is false, hopefully Google will take that down for you. So just remember that it is there, and you can actually, ask Google to take that down. So one of the things that that you can do is to get more qualified reviews, because I was talking to you earlier about testimonials, and that is a huge thing. And when you get wowed by someone. A lot of times you want to go on there and leave a review, or if something bad happens, you want to go on and leave a review, right? So how can you get more reviews? And that's the question of the day. But there are a lot of ways that you can get more reviews. Simply ask. The first thing you can do is wow your customers, because if you wow your customers, they're going to go on and they're going to leave a review, right? Um, so sometimes though, you need to maybe incentivize them, right? So here's a customer that actually puts this little card in. He's a chroming manufacturer, and he chromes parts for old cars, right? And he's really good. They are really good at what they do. Now, one of the things they do when they get done with their parts, they package them up, and they put this card in the box, and they also send out postcards. But they put that in there asking for a review, and they use this QR code, which takes them right to the review, and they can fill it out on Amazon pretty easy. And they can win a chance. They have a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. We have another client. Let's just see here. I'm just going to go down here. We have another. Oh, this thing is really jumping around. We have another client that what they do is they will, when they're done with a customer, they actually provide a service. And when they are done with a job, they will call the customer to make sure everything was okay and satisfactory. And at the same time, they tell them, hey, if you leave us a Google review, a qualified Google review, what we'll do right now is knock $50 off of your invoice, or $20, whatever it is. And more than likely, people are apt to do something like that right then and there. And so that's what they do. And they have, this company is out of Green Bay. They have like 57 reviews out there. So these reviews actually help you guys rank higher in the search engines, because what do you do when you go to, to look something up? If you want to go to a store, you want to check out the reviews, right? You want to go to a restaurant, you want to check out the reviews. So this is what you can do. A couple of the things that you can do to help get more reviews, but the biggest thing is just asking them. We have another client as well that actually inserts, it's a dentist, and in their package of the toothbrush and the floss that they give their clients, they put a little card in there that says, hey, can you leave us a Google review? They pick winners monthly, and they can win, I think it's a gift card as well. So that is what you can do to get more reviews on Google. All right. Let's just see here. My computer is really slow here today. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. All right. So utilize Google My Business. The first thing that you need to do is you need to claim your business listing, but you need to get discovered through search. Number two, you need to go through your entire profile, and I'm going to take you there in a second. We're going to just look at that. And then you need to share your profile. Visits, you're going to get weekly visits, and you need to go and look at the insights, which are the analytics to Google My Review. And I will take you there in a second as well. And the biggest thing you need to do is you need to maintain that profile. You need to go in there, you need to add photos, you need to keep it fresh, and you need to keep it relevant, because that is how Google is going to rank you higher in the search engines. And you can post, that's free, and that posting is also going to help you get higher in the search engines. You can also watch your competition. And the biggest thing here too is Google Ads. So if you want to start advertising on Google, in Google search, it's a pretty simple process. There's actually two processes. One is a smart Google Ads, and the other one is a little bit more intricate, but you can easily walk yourself through doing Google search ads through the dashboard of Google My Business, and I will take you there as well. You can answer questions for people, and again, one of the biggest things is to make sure that you can manage your reviews by, replying to them. And if there is an issue with the review, you can actually touch base with Google. All right, so let's see here. Oh yeah, wow, this thing is really slow. I apologize. It's a little slow today. So I'm just this is my contact information. But like I said before, there are other search engines out there very similar to Google. You might have heard of them. We have Bing, Yahoo, OneSearch, DuckDuckGo, and I have an article here too. So when I send this presentation to you, you can actually read the article on this as well. So let's just go back out here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you to Google. I'm going to show you how I get there. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing my email. You're seeing my Gmail account right now. And the easiest and simplest way to get there is to click on, and you do have to have a Gmail account, but the easiest way to get there is to click on this, and you're going to look for the Google My Business right here, this logo. So this is going to take you right to Google My Business, and I'm going to go there right now. All right, so you're going to see something similar to this, but prior to this, you'll see a sign in or manage, and that's what you have to click on. All right, so once you get here, I'm just going to take you right to you're not going to see all of this. These are clients that I have in here. So what you're going to see is your individual dashboard right here, dynamic designs. And this is what your Google is going to look like right here. One of the biggest things is you want to take a look at this side. And typically, this is where you need to do your posts right here. So I'm just going to click on that just to kind of show you where you can actually post and how simple it is to post. So if I want to add an update here, I can add an update, and it's pretty simple, and I can publish it. If you want to add something that's new or an event or whatever it is, that is where you do it right there. The biggest thing, once you have your Google My Business set up, you always need to make sure that it is verified, and it will tell you that as you are doing it to make sure that it is verified, okay? And verification, one of the things that Google does is they will send you a postcard to verify it, because they want to make sure that you are who you say you are. And that is one of the ways that they can do that, is by sending a postcard. All right, so this information right here is what you want to keep up to date and relevant, okay? You want to make sure that your address is up to date. You want to make sure that all of your services are in here. You want to make sure that your hours are up to date as well, because if your hours are not up to date and people show up on your doorstep, guess what? They're going to be a little angry. And so you want to make sure that you have your hours in there. And special hours, if you have special hours, you can add that in there. Maybe there's a holiday. All right, so I'm going to keep going here. So your phone number is right here. Just going to keep going. All your services are listed here. You just want to make sure that all of this information that is in here is current and up to date. That's the biggest thing. The really cool thing about Google is the insights. And I typically will go here weekly to see and view what my insights look like. And you can see here there are 443 searches to dynamic designs. There are 106 direct searches and a few branded searches as well. And you can always change the date on this. We can take a look at it by week, and we can take a look at it by quarter. This is also very interesting, where your customers view your business on Google. And you can see here on maps, and we have search. And so this is a really good indication too of, maybe how business is going. Maybe things are slow. You've had some dips. What do we need to do to, make sure things start getting better, right? You can also see here the number of calls and requests for directions and visits to your website that Google can bring you, which is really kind of interesting. And then also in this area here, you will typically see where all of your calls and your information, your searches are coming from. This one here says Swamico for me. And then right here, the number of phone calls from Google, and then your photos that you put out there, how people view your photos. So that is that. And I'm just going to click on the next one down here, the reviews. All right, so these are reviews that we have received. And you can go through reviews and you can click on the replied ones or haven't replied. And all of these, I believe, have been replied to. But typically it will say reply, and you can click on this button right here, and you can reply to the customer. And it's always a good idea to actually go in and reply to these reviews, whether they're good or bad. Make sure that you're replying, because that's indicating to Google that you're actually active on here. And again, it's going to rank you higher in the search engines. All right. And this right here is what I was talking to you about. Flag as inappropriate. So if you have a review that's out there that is not, that may be false, you want to make sure that you go in here and just flag as inappropriate. All right, so messages. Typically, if you have any messages, it's going to be in here under messages. And you can also reply in there. Photos is the next one on the list here. And one of the things that you can do is you can actually put your photos in here and add photos. And we try to keep up on this. You'll see by owner, there'll be photos. By customer, you can add photos. You can add video, interior, exterior, product, team, and you can kind of go through and kind of update that. But you'll see we have a lot of them under the overview. And it's going to be pretty simple. You can see this plus button right up here. You want to make sure that you click on that plus button, and you can pretty simply add your photos right there, or you can drag them on, it says. All right, so then if you have products or services, all of these things you can add in here. Again, it's really, really important that you go through this and add all of the services and products that you do have, because it's just going to help you get higher in the search rankings, higher above your competition. They also have an area for a website. So if you do not have a website and you want to create your own, it's pretty simple, but you want to create your own website through Google, you can do that. And that would be this button here. This is a unique feature underneath here. This is users. So when for example, let's say that you would like somebody else to be able to manage your Google My Business listings, you need to click in here and you can actually add individual users in here. All right, so now what I want to do just real quickly is just talk about this create an ad. And so if you are thinking about doing some Google search ads, this is where you want to go right here. And I'm just going to click on it just to kind of show you a very simple process. I'm not going to click on this one here, but this is going to be the dashboard where you are at. And to get started, you'll be able to it'll come up and it will say, do you want to start an ad campaign? And that's where you start. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you. We won't get into it too deeply, but that's where you would start to do some ads. And then let's see here. Whoops, I want to go back. Under settings, I'm just gonna, so if there is anything that I may not have touched on in here too. So there are check boxes in here. You can kind of go through this. There may be some things that you want to uncheck. Maybe you don't want posts to show up. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't want insights to show up. Maybe you do. So you can unclick all of that, and you can kind of play around in that just a little bit as well. So, all right. So I'm just going to go right back to the home page here, and I'm just going to take a quick peek here to make sure that I've touched on everything. And I think I have. So, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a second here to come back to you guys, and wondering if anyone has any questions. Access to Google My Business. Okay. Okay, and Anne's got something for me too. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to go back to sharing my screen. And I'm going to go into, that's a great question, because we deal with that all the time, because we need to access a client. As an example, just recently we had a customer, they had an employee leave, and kind of a disgruntled employee. This employee actually set up Google My Business using her email. Ron's Food Center. All right, so you're gonna Google the business that owned this business. So I'm just gonna click on this. Maybe that'll bring us there. Yeah, okay. So Amanda, so it says here, this business profile has already been claimed, all right? And you'll typically see an email in here. And if you want to request access, what you can do is click request access. If the business has not yet been claimed, typically when you are in this area, it says that, that you'll actually be able to click on it and claim it right there. So that's the biggest thing. You want to make sure if somebody else has it in their email, this is where you're going to be able to see that. Now, when this individual requested access, she did not allow the access to go through, this employee. So what you can do then is you can take it a step further, and you can actually file a claim against this. And a lot of times Google will just allow the access. So as long as they know what the situation is. So that's the biggest thing right there, how to claim it. All right, so I'm just going to stop sharing so I can see. Okay, good. So let's see here. Anne says, can you do all of this on the app? Yes, everything should be able to be done on the app. And then what really is kind of cool, you guys, is that you can actually download that app on your phone. And I actually use it on my phone quite a bit. So you can do a lot of things right from your phone as well. All right. Any other questions? The big thing too about claiming your business is getting that verification. So Amanda, if no one has claimed Google on your end, you want to make sure that you claim it, set it up, and then it's going to say, in fact, if I can show you one that's not claimed, I'm going to show that to you. So let's just see. Okay, so this says duplicate, but if you were not to have it verified, it would say, please verify. And then you're going to want to click on it and it will take you through that verification process right here. So that is how you verify that. And basically what you're going to do when you verify, you're going to send, the postcard is going to go to a, not a post office box, but it's going to go to your mailing address. And then you'll get that postcard. It'll have a verification code on it, a number, and then you're going to log back into the dashboard and verify it. Oh, it's been verified. Okay, so you just need to request access. Okay, very good. Good. So again, it's one of those main search engines that you need to be. Once you're on Google, you can check out Bing too. They have a platform very similar to that. And I believe, you know, I think the iPhones use Bing as a search engine. So it's important to be out there and to be active on it, and making sure that everything is up to date is really important. Keep active on it, and Google will know that you're out there, and it will bring Google will bring people to you. So anyways, good luck with everything, and we'll see you around. Thanks, guys. Thanks for attending.